So then let's jump into the timing of what's going on between the Bears and Caleb Williams, best you can tell.
Okay.
Ian, what do you have for me there?
So, my indications are that where the Bears are moving, and I don't want to say there's a decision because this is a process and I do want to respect that. But where they're moving is toward staying at 1 and taking Caleb Williams. They are going to go to his pro day on March 20th, and they're going to visit with him around there. I'm not sure if it's before or after, but it's maybe a day after. And I think that will probably round out their process. If they draft Caleb Williams at 1, which again, I would expect, but they're not done yet, then they would move to trade Justin Fields. But I do feel like they want to get a full and complete evaluation of exactly where they are in Caleb Williams before they do anything with Justin Fields. So while some of us, let's just say for the sake of argument, me, would like all of these deals done as soon as possible, I'm not sure it's going to be as soon as possible.
But the whole problem for the Bears would be any market for Justin Fields could include Atlanta, Denver, the Raiders, obviously New England. What if any of those teams next week, when the new league year opens, goes and fills those vacancies to the point where they're not going to flip draft capital for Justin Fields and have to make a fifth-year option decision on him? They're just going to go ahead and get somebody in the free agent market. No?
I understand what you mean, and I would agree with that certainly someone could move on. But the thing that would work in Fields' favor is where do you go, right? So if you're a team, like let's say where Kirk Cousins goes, I think in a long way determines where Justin Fields is going to go. He seems to be, to me, like the first domino, right? Like if Cousins goes back to Minnesota, then perhaps a team like, let's just say the Falcons would be interested in Justin Fields. If the Falcons get Kirk Cousins, then I think there's a couple other teams. Maybe it is the Vikings if they don't if they don't feel like they can get a quarterback in the draft. Maybe it's Steelers. Maybe the Raiders would, I guess, be a little more of a remote possibility. Those teams would then be interested, but I don't think someone's going to say, you know what, I can't get Fields, I'm just going to move. I think almost the other way is that if the Bears aren't trading Fields yet, then I think that would hold up the quarterback market because it does seem like it goes, if we assume Baker signs with Tampa, which, there's mutual interest, there's no deal, but there is mutual interest. If we assume that happens, then I feel like it goes Cousins, then Fields. I think everybody would wait.
And what's the scoop with the medical here? Because that is a crucial aspect of this. As we know, we found out Kool-Aid McKinstry had a fracture. Yep. Like these happen all the time where somebody goes and takes a physical, like, hey, you got a broken bone? And so not saying that would happen for Caleb, but how you have any thoughts on or knowledge about has he taken a physical? Has he handed out a physical from his own physician to teams that are interested now? What do you have on that?
So I want everyone to throw at the combine, right? I am not just that I'm an NFL Network employee, but I love the combine. Yes. And I want guys to go there and throw it. I don't think it hurts you at all. I think at the very least, it's a great PR opportunity. Also, it's fun, and I like fun things. The medical thing, to me, is a little different because what can happen, Rich, is let's say Caleb does the medical. And first of all, you can only do this if you're the top 1%, right? So we're not talking about a guy who's getting drafted in the second round or the sixth round. We're talking about the number 1 quarterback. If he does his physical, then anyone who wants can poke and prod him. Anyone who wants can order an MRI. I would never say a team would do this. But let's just say a team in the division is like, you know what? I'm going to create some doubt. I'm going to ask for an MRI in his right shoulder because I'm just curious. That could happen and actually does happen. And I think, if I remember correctly, with Jameis Williams, who's had no arm issues or anything, I think someone asked for an extra MRI even though we all knew at that point he was going 1. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that happened. So I think what he does now, he's going to go visit the Bears and maybe some other teams, do a physical there. They can get whatever they want, but he's not going to let any other team that has a quarterback get a look at him just because you never know what could happen. And I think there is a thought of it's definitely the Bears' business. If the Bears trade, it might be that other team's business. But absent that, I don't know.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.